Is it? Okay. It's. This week has been a terrible week. Not just for me, but for all black women in general. Like, it'd be so wrong of me to not speak on this as a black woman because when is it going to be enough? When is it going to be enough? Like, this whole week I've been hearing the news of so many black women losing their lives. Matter of fact, we're not even fully in through April, and this month it's just back to back femicides. It's back to back femicides, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I'm not crying yet. It's the pollen that's messing with me. But no, let me start with one that basically happened yesterday. And since it's going to be a really serious topic, it's going to be skip the weather day. Former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax kills his wife, then himself. His wife's name is Serena Fairfax. And this dude was he had multiple sexual assault allegations against him. He had multiple throughout his time as Lieutenant Governor of Virginia, my fucking home state, of course. Because there's always vile people living in Virginia, you know? Always. And their two children were in the home at the time. So that doesn't make it any better whatsoever. And it was rumored that they were getting a divorce. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. Like how do you claim you love a woman and then when things get rough, you take her life? What type of shit is that? What type of man are you? You're not a man. I'll tell you that. You're not a man if you think the best course of action if a woman rejects you is to harm her. You're not a man. Far from it, actually. I don't know if she wanted a divorce. She probably did with the whole sexual assault allegations, or he wanted a divorce. Either way, should have let things go cordially. Should have let things go through. Should have let things happen. I don't care if the kids have to go see someone some weekends, the other weekends. I don't care because at least they wouldn't have to walk in on their mother deceased. Having to figure out which weekends they're going to spend with who is better than seeing their mother deceased. Fairfax County police responded to the home of Annandale, Virginia, shortly after midnight Thursday, where they found a man and woman deceased inside, police said earlier. The shooting stemmed from an ongoing domestic dispute surrounding what seems to be a complicated and messy divorce. Davis says it happened just over 2 weeks after Serena Fairfax was granted primary physical custody of the couple's children, according to court reports. I wonder why. Because you have a volatile person here and a level-headed person here. Of course, the court's gonna go with the level-headed person. Of course, and he knew that. And because he'd never see his kids again, he'd never have control over Serena again. He killed her. He killed her because he was losing control, and then he took his own life. Why not just walk away? Or if you're going to do something drastic, I'm not saying that you should. Anyone out there that's dealing with suicidal tendencies, not saying you should, but no, he should have just let her leave. Because now two children have to deal with the trauma of their mother lying deceased on the floor because of him. Because he decided that if no one can have her, if he can't have her, no one can, and then took his own life like the coward he is to not face any repercussions in the mortal realm. Like, does he not know the repercussions he's going to face in the afterlife? I hope whatever circle of hell he's sent to, he's suffering. Every waking hour, he's suffering. Every minute, he's suffering. Every second, he's suffering. I really hope he's suffering for what he did to this woman, for what he did to Serena. I genuinely hope he's suffering. And I don't want to see any more people mourning his demise. I want to see more people mourning her demise because it's not fair. It wasn't her time. It's not fair. He decided to take her own life, to take her life and then his own, to avoid the repercussions of the law. And because of his his demented state and his actions, a black woman is gone. But y'all are like, oh, rest in peace, Justin Fairfax. No, no, fuck all that. Rest in peace, Serena Fairfax. I don't think it's gonna tell us her maiden name, because I would rather call her maiden name than her married name. Is it going to show her? No, of course not. This patriarchal society loves to keep the married name and not show the maiden name. Of course not. And another very sad case that's been having back to back updates this month would be Ashley Janae's tragic passing. And also another woman who lost a black woman who lost her life at the hands of her partner. This time it's a white man. And we all know white men are inherently violent. We all know that. It's just in their DNA to be violent. Fiance of influencer Ashley Janae held in Zanzibar as authorities investigate her death. Joseph McCann's passport has been confiscated as authorities await an autopsy. Oh, why I had this in tiny print and I can't find my glasses. The partner of late influencer Ashley Robinson, that's her legal name, better known online as Ashley Janae, is currently being held in Zanzibar as authorities investigate the circumstances surrounding her sudden death. His passport has been confiscated until the autopsy is complete. Robinson, a 31-year-old American content creator, died earlier this month while vacationing in the archipelago with her fiance Joseph Isaac McCann. What began as a celebratory birthday trip has since turned into an international case, leaving her loved ones grieving. The influencer was found dead in her room after the two were separated following a dispute in the hotel. More information has come out. Witnesses have come forward and stated the two quarreled frequently in the time they arrived on April 4th until April 8th, when they were separated by hotel management. They were placed in different rooms for about a 10-minute walk away. A few hours later, the influencer was then found in the closet with a belt around her neck. He definitely strange fruited her. He strange fruited her. He really did. Because so many people in her circle knew how she was mentally. Granted, there are some people who mask well, who have this demeanor of being happy, but inside they're hurting. But her family said she wasn't like that. She would never take her own life, especially in such a way like that. That man strange fruited her. And I saw Jesse Wu cover this topic as well. That man's also does money laundering through the whole like flipping finances and all that other tech bro bullshit. I don't know about that. All I know, it looks like money laundering, it sounds like money laundering, and it smells like money laundering to me. Y'all need to go to jail. This man needs to go under prison. Like a 10-minute walk, that's not that's not going to help anything if they were loudly quarreling since the day they got there. And since she's a influencer, of course she's going to record everything. So she recorded when he proposed to her and said yes. But sometimes women say yes because they're under pressure to where, ooh, I got hiccups. If they say no, something bad's going to happen to them. And it's getting worse and worse at the day. Like, hold on. Staff for saying no is online misogyny fueling violence in Brazil. Alana Anicio Rosa, 20, politely turned down the man from her gym who kept sending her flowers and chocolates. A month later, he burst into her home and stabbed her around 50 times with a pocket knife. And there are so many videos of men practicing proposing to a woman, mind you, and practicing for when she says no. They're using these old sandbags, just pretending it's the woman who said no. That's all I'm going to say there. And some men are even championing this. Like they're championing violence against women. They're championing femicide, more or less. And especially with this case right here with Ashley Janae. They're talking about her old tweets of how she would fetishize white men. And yes, that is fetishization to a T, but they did not say shit about Telvin Osborne and how he fetishizes his white partner, his white woman partner, and then she shot him. He had 2 kids with her. She shot him. And to be completely honest with you, in my humble opinion, with her tweets and Telvin's tweets, it's like comparing an apple to a head of lettuce. 2 totally different things. Because he said, matter of fact, I'll show you. Now it's on TikTok, but I had deactivated my account because I'm not clicking yes to the terms and conditions. But Telvin Osborne said, I would rather a dog than a black woman. Rather do it with a dog than a black woman. The worst thing Ashley said, was every day black men find a way to disappoint us. And if I'm being completely honest, she's not wrong. Because it'd be black men that be championing the violence against women too. So yes, she's far from wrong in that sentiment. Now I'm not saying that to fetishize white people. No, I don't like white men. I dated a white man one time. I feel like I low-key got groomed. So never again. Never again. I'm dating black men. I'm dating Latino men. I'm dating Asian men. I'm dating men who have melanin. I'm also dating women who have melanin. So white women, I'm sorry, but the answer is no. But it's going to get worse and worse as I go along. It's going to get worse and worse because there was another death. Coral Springs mourned vice mayor at funeral. She will be remembered for how she lived. City commissioner Joshua Simmons walked onto the stage of Church by the Glades in Coral Springs with a speech in hand because that's how his friend Nancy Metayer, Metayer Bowen would want him to do. Weeks ago, he and Metayer stood side by side on the dais of the Coral Springs City Commission. On Friday, he spoke at a funeral. Metayer was found dead in her home on April 1st. Police arrested and charged her husband, Stephen Bowen, with murder. The tragedy sent shockwaves through South Florida, where Metayer was a rising political star and beacon in the local Haitian American community. She was elected to Coral Springs City Commission in 2020. This woman had so much going for her, especially as a politician. She had so much going for her. She was even planning on running for Congress. Jessica Wu also covered this too. She planned on running for Congress. She studied environmental science as well. So I feel like even though I didn't know her, this hurt me. This hurt me because she wanted to do well for the people in her community, the Haitian Americans. She wanted to do well by the earth. She just wanted to do well in the world. And the person who was supposed to be standing beside her, cheesing, smiling, you know, hyping up his queen, he snuffed her light out. He snuffed her light out. And it's always going to be an insecure man who is upset about his shortcomings that's going to end up taking someone's life. And 9 times out of 10, it's a woman. Insecure men, I've said this in a video before, I'm pretty sure. Insecure men will kill you. Insecure men will kill you. This insecure man killed the person he claimed he loved because he was upset about his shortcomings. He was upset that he didn't get all the praise and acclimates. It was his wife. It was his wife getting all the praise and acclimates. It was his wife in the spotlight. It was his wife running for Congress, not him. But she worked for that. She deserved that because she worked so hard. And she was so well liked and so well known. Of course, she was going to run for Congress. Of course, she was going to make change in the world because that's what she wanted. That's what she was meant to do. In her mind, that's what she thought she was meant to do. She was meant to be the change. And you took that from her by taking her life. It's just it's so scary right now to be a woman, especially to be a black woman. Whether cis, trans, otherwise, it's just scary because men are out of control. Men are just out of control. They feel like they can do whatever they want. Like this is just what's going on in the US. The rate of black femicide. And there are so many articles about it. So many articles about it because of how much is being reported. Black women in the US, including black transgender women, are at increased risks for murder, including but not limited to intimate partner homicide, IPH, and homicide by police, relative to their white counterparts. Stereotypes of black women may reduce inhibitions toward violence against this group by both intimate partners and police officers. But it's mostly the partners harming black women. I'm really trying to get through this live. You have no idea. I'm really trying my best to get through this. Like, it really gets to a point where We need to stop giving men the time of day at this point. We need to stop giving men the time of day. We need to stop smiling at them just out of being nice. We need to stop looking their direction. We just need to stop. Until they can get their shit together, none of them are getting the time of day. That's the mindset we need to have for us girls, gays, and nays. We need to have that mindset. Because look at this. This is Pytor. He lives in Poland with his wife, who's in their 40s. We're not showing you his face or his real name, but we can show you the messages he sent us. What he said he was doing to his wife is a crime. Posing as a user, we found him and other in a private group, one of many, on the messaging app Telegram. At any hour, men from around the world gathered onto Snooze group to swap advice on drugging and then filming their SA of their partners while unconscious. The abuse shared via video and pictures in this group of nearly 1,000 users was treated as a commodity. But for survivors, including the three who spoke with CNN for the story, the consequences are devastating. Exposing a global academy. I don't give a fuck that there's a male loneliness epidemic. I could care less. I could also care less about men saying that not all men were doing this. There were 65 million visits in February alone. It's always going to be a man. It's always going to be a man. So I am turning my ears off when someone says there's a male loneliness epidemic. It's not loneliness, it's women not giving you the time of day because y'all are dangerous. Y'all are dangerous. Y'all are violent. Y'all are vile. The whole lot of you, you're all vile. You're a vile excuse to human beings at this point. You can call me a misandrist all you want. I don't care. Because the evidence is there that men are vile. Men are violent. Men are dangerous. I don't give a fuck about a male loneliness epidemic. I don't give a fuck about it not being all men. I really don't. I have friends who are survivors of DV. I have friends who are survivors of SA. I have been sexually harassed so many times. And it's all been by men. So, yes, it's always going to be a man. It's always going to be a man. It never fails. It'll surprise me one day when it's a woman. But until then, it's always going to be a man. Always. It's always going to be a man harming their partner in any way, shape, or form. It's always going to be a man. I could genuinely care less. But I went about almost 25 minutes without crying. That's a record. That's a record. But no, it's always going to be a man. It's always going to be some crusty ass individual that identifies as male that's going to say it's not all men. Well, in reality, there were 65, I'm sorry, million visits to this site. Yesterday, a man killed his wife because she was going to divorce him and then offed himself, and then his kids, their kids had to witness their mother on the floor. Closer to the beginning of this month, a woman was strange fruited by her not husband, white fiance. At the beginning of this month, a black Haitian vice mayor was was murdered by her husband because he was too insecure about his shortcomings. A woman was stabbed almost 50 times by a man because she rejected him. And you men are okay with this. Y'all are okay with women being hurt to the point where I'm pretty sure y'all don't care that your female family members would get hurt too by these same men that y'all are championing behind. Y'all just don't care. It's so performative at this point. It's so performative. And you know what? You can take that performative nature and take it to Broadway and see how far that fucking gets you. Cuz it's getting too much. It's getting to be too much. It's really getting to be too much. It's really getting to be too much. It really is. So women, gays and theys, y'all need to carry a weapon at this point. I'm being so for real. Y'all need to carry a weapon. The pepper spray and the tasers aren't gonna cut it anymore. Y'all need a golf club. Y'all need a baseball bat. Y'all need a knife, a switchblade. Y'all need some nunchucks, brass knuckles. Get a click boom if you have to. Matter of fact, you might as well get a click boom to add to the inventory wheel because it's not safe anymore. Then again, it never was safe because of colonization and white supremacy and patriarchy are all wrapped in one hellish bundle. Because of colonization, we have white supremacy. Because of white supremacy, we have patriarchy. Because of all that, we have capitalism. And to also for the men that said that are so against Ashley Janae saying she was an escort, women wouldn't have to do escort work if we were being paid well, if we're being paid equally. But because of how capitalism and patriarchy are so intertwined, it made it to where women are not paid well, to where some women just feel like they have to. They have no choice but to go into sex work. But sex work is still work. And for y'all shaming women who do sex work, y'all are losers. For real, y'all are a bunch of losers. You don't know how life really works. Because if women were just paid equally, honestly, there wouldn't be as much need for sex work. Some people will do sex work probably just for the fun of it, because they low key enjoy it. But now it's just at this point it's just a chore for some women. It's just out of necessity. Like they have no choice but to because of patriarchy and capitalism. So if she was an escort, whoop de fucking do. That doesn't warrant her to no longer be in the mortal realm. She should still be with us today. All these women should still be with us today. All these victims of a femicide should be here today. But because a man couldn't handle rejection, because a man was insecure, because a man just felt like it, they're no longer here. I'm really trying not to cry again. I really am. Like now, talking about it instead of just seeing it and reposting on my socials, talking about it, it's hidden. It's hidden hard now. It's hidden that I'm actually speaking about it. It's really hitting hard. I guess I'm just so much an empathetic person. Like I'm feeling The grief of the families because they lost their little girl. I'll get through it. I'll get through it. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. But anyway, I'm gonna try and decompress and just I'm gonna still keep them in my mind. I'm not going to forget about this at all. They're still going to be in my mind. They're still going to be in my heart. I'm still going to any post I see talking about the women that lost their lives because of these terrible men. I'm still going to repost. I'm still going to share. And definitely talk about it more when I'm not going to be a blithering mess of tears. So, I just wanted to get on here just to give my 2 cents because as someone who's been on the receiving end of a man's insecurities, a man's insufferableness, it would be wrong of me to just to say nothing. It really would. Because how do you say you love someone and do just vile shit to them? Like, how do you say you love someone and then say vile shit to them and then do vile shit to them? Like, how does that make sense? It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. It makes no sense whatsoever. But men still do it. And they could give not one single fuck who they hurt. Because they're not getting hurt by it. No, not at all. They're not getting hurt by it. It's the woman getting hurt by it. So why should they care? So yeah, from today and henceforth, I'm definitely gonna be in my misandry bag. So if someone calls me a misandrist, whoop de doo. Maybe if men did better and stopped killing women, then there'd be less misandry. But no, since y'all want to be misogynistic, y'all want to uphold patriarchy, all of y'all are terrible. Because you want to uphold patriarchy and white supremacy, yes, even black men hold up white supremacy because with everything, with buck breaking, that generational trauma buck breaking, they feel like if I can't protect the black woman, what's the point? What's the point? So I might, if you can't beat them, join them. Like they are so okay with want to be the ones holding the whip. They don't care who they hurt. They really don't. As long as they get to hold the whip, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Black man could care less if he's hurting a black woman because he's helping to uphold white supremacy and patriarchy. And that's some coon shit right there. So yes, I don't care if I'm labeled a misandrist. Yet, no, I don't care about the male loneliness epidemic. No, I don't care about it not being all men. No matter what, I'm still choosing the bear. Women everywhere are still choosing the bear because the bear wouldn't say, I love you and then hurt you. A bear wouldn't say, I love you and then tell you to off yourself. A man wouldn't say, a bear wouldn't say, I love you and then take your life. It don't work like that. In the bear's mind, it don't work like that. All they think about is survival. So yes, women everywhere are still choosing the bear. And that's just how it is. And if man can't deal with it, I don't care. Fuck them. Fuck every last one of them. I don't care. I don't care. But I think that's all I have in my system before I absolutely break down. So yeah, even though I've been talking in a void, it's good to get it off my chest and get that cry out. Honestly, I needed that. Anyway, I'm gonna go decompress now.